Good morning everyone and welcome to part 9 of our southeastern Australian holiday road trip. And in this leg of the journey we'll be travelling from Adelaide to Sydney. That's right, Adelaide to Sydney, you heard me right, in an electric vehicle, our Tesla Model 3 Performance. We'll be doing this over 3 days. The aim of this video is not to show you how fast you can get from A to B, but instead to show you that it's possible to do a comfortable family road trip in an electric vehicle in 2022 in Australia. So today's journey will be from Adelaide, which we're just on the outskirts of now, and we'll be travelling to Bendigo, Victoria. We'll be stopping along the way in Tailem Bend, in Keith, South Australia, and then Horsham, Victoria. So this should take us about 6 to 7 hours worth of driving. Along the way, I'll be stopping at Tesla Superchargers and also documenting any third-party non-Tesla chargers along the way as well, to show you some alternative options. And this morning we woke up at 75% state of charge because our hotel accommodation had charging. And so on the outskirts of Adelaide, it's now 70%. I'm traveling 100 kilometers an hour on the freeway on Autopilot. And let me just show you the route now. So we'll be heading to Murray Bridge first to show you some third-party non-Tesla DC charging options, and then hopping into Tailem Bend to do our supercharge top-up and have some breakfast at the same time while the car is also refueling. All right everyone, I will see you in Murray Bridge. All right, welcome to the town of Murray Bridge, South Australia, and next to the Woolies and Big W here, which is this complex, there are two Chargefox 350 kilowatt electric vehicle chargers for use by all electric vehicles, Tesla and non-Teslas of course. These are 350 kilowatt chargers, so basically as fast as you can get in Australia. And they are supported by these motoring associations, so check them out, there may be a discount for you there. I'll just show you the plug real quick. So these are CCS2 on this side. And powered by Chargefox, as I said. This screen unfortunately is broken, as unfortunately sometimes they can be out of action, so just beware before you drive in. Just make sure you check that out for yourself first on the app. The charging instructions are there on the back wall, so in case you come and you're not sure what to do, it's all there for you. Important thing is to download the app from the App Store. It's well signed as well, so electric vehicle charging only by Chargefox, and on the ground there's the trademark Chargefox logo, and this screen is working. Right, so that is the town of Murray Bridge here in South Australia. On to Tailem Bend for the Tesla Supercharger. Okay, so welcome to Tailem Bend, Tesla Supercharger. These are V3 superchargers, and there are 6 stalls. Let's plug in. You can tell it's V3 because there's only one plug at CCS2, and the plug looks a little bit different to the V2s. So press the button, charge flap opens, plug in, make sure it's firmly in, and it should flick green pretty soon. There we go, it's flicked green. And that is how easy it is to Tesla Supercharge. All you need to do is do that. For those new to Tesla, the payment is automatic because you've stored your credit card in your account. So there are 6 chargers here. And I tell you what, this is a great prototype for EV charging because you've got facilities nearby, it's familiar, there's food outlets, there's a little shop in there you can buy things. You can go to the bathroom. So I think Tesla have done a great job by putting a Tesla Supercharger here at this location because it's a familiar thing. People are used to this concept, and hopefully moving forward we'll see more Tesla Superchargers and EV chargers in general at existing facilities like petrol stations, such as the one here at Tailem Bend, South Australia. Okay, so I don't have to do this, but we charged to 100% on this occasion, and had breakfast at the same time, so time wasn't really an issue. And from the truck stop or the service station stop, you can actually see the car, so you won't accrue any idle fees, because more than 50% of the stalls are occupied. Then you can come back and move your car just in case. Great place, Tailem Bend. And it's easy to unplug. Press the button. When it turns white, that logo, then you can put it back in the cradle. Awesome. All right, on our way to Keith, South Australia for the next stop. Okay, so welcome to the town of Keith, South Australia at the V2 Supercharger. And Joy is going to plug in. Thank you, Joy. CCS2 plug into our charge port. So Keith is only about an hour and a bit from Tailem Bend, so we're not going to charge here too long. And the next stop from here will be Horsham, Victoria. So probably here for the next 10 minutes or so, then we'll be on our way. And it is conveniently located next to the main road. So good stopping point as well. So there are 4 spots, 3 there. And this 4th spot is a bit longer as well, in case you are towing something with your Tesla. You've got this extra bit of room, which is great. Very thoughtful here in Keith. There is the main street just further down there. So it's a good spot to be in. There's some shops down there, and there's also a toilet block there as well. So great spot for a Tesla Supercharger here in Keith, South Australia. And just a quick note, if you're charging here at night time, please consider nearby residents turn off your lights, because there is a house just opposite there, so take note. And next to the bathroom is a cute little bakery across the road. Okay, charging complete to 80%. Let's unplug, push that there, pull out and hang it back in the cradle. That is how easy and quick it is to charge a Tesla from a supercharger.
A few moments later.
Shell service station in Keith, about 4 minutes drive from the Tesla Superchargers, and right here are some Chargefox 350 kilowatt chargers right there. There's a Nissan Leaf charging away from one of them, but well signed, electric vehicle charging only. Same with that one, and the floor is well signed as well. And of course, being near the service station, there is lots of amenities over there. There's a char demo on this side, and there's a CCS2 on this side as well. That's great. And if you've got a motoring association card, then you are probably entitled to some discounts, so make sure you check those out. And if you're not sure what to do, there are some charging instructions as well, but basically you need the app or an RFID card from Chargefox. All right, everyone, welcome to Horsham, Victoria. And here we are at the Chargefox 350 kilowatt fast chargers. And just a quick note, it's actually located in the car park of a community kids centre. So just be very careful when you are driving in. There might be little children around. But first, let's have a look at the chargers. So on this side is a 350 kilowatt charger. The screen is working, which is great. And I'll just quickly show you the plug. So that's a CCS2 on that side. Most vehicles will use that these days, and that's a char demo on that side. And this one is also a 350 kilowatt charger as well. It still says welcome to Ionity, so that's the European network actually, but obviously in Australia we have Chargefox, which is monitoring this one. And again, if you've got a motoring association membership, you might be entitled to a discount, so make sure you check that out. On the floor it's well marked, which is great. The Chargefox logo, same as that one. And there are 4 spots, so 1, 2, our car's parked in one of them, and there's a 4th spot there. On this side, the setup is very similar, except these are 50 kilowatt chargers. Also CCS2 on this side, and char demo on the other side. They're 50 kilowatt chargers. Both the 350 and the 50 kilowatt chargers are 40 cents per kilowatt hour to use. And I'll just quickly show you the signage. That's pretty good. It's pretty clear. I like the fact that Chargefox is orange, so you know what to look for. And there it is, electric vehicle charging only, which is great. And of course, if you're unsure on how to use these chargers, the instructions are right here as well. But again, the main thing is to download the Chargefox app, and you'll find all the instructions there as well. So this is the main road to Adelaide, and the main street is just about 5-minute walk that way, maybe even less, maybe 3-minute walk. There's a petrol station across the road, an amp hole there just behind that truck. Yep, toilets are there if you need it. All right, so what we're going to do now is actually drive over to the Tesla Supercharger. It's only 3 minutes away, and we'll plug in there. Alrighty, so we're charging away here in Horsham at Horsham Plaza at the V3 Supercharger. Charging away nicely there. Great signage as usual, of course. We've been here before on the way to Adelaide, and it's a great location because it's next to the shopping centre, big car park, so great facilities and a good place to charge your car in Horsham. And if you do head this way, look for the My Car service centre here, and you'll see the Tesla Superchargers here in the corner of the car park. And check this out. It's going at 197 kilowatts, 198 kilowatts. That's pretty quick. So that's actually 1,309 kilometers an hour. 199 kilowatts. That's the fastest I've seen it charge so far on our trip. All right, so we're almost finished the top up to 90%, just 2 minutes remaining here. And tonight we'll be staying in Bendigo. So we should reach Bendigo at 7:33 p.m. It's currently 4:55 p.m. And with 88% currently, we should get to Bendigo comfortably with 28% state of charge. This drive will take 2 hours and 32 minutes, 215 kilometers. All right, we're finished. Let's unplug. Press the button, hold it down, turns white, wiggle, wiggle. Out you come, and back in the cradle. All right, let's get going. Well, good morning from the town of Bendigo, Victoria, where we spent the night here at the Quality Lakeside Hotel. A wonderful night's rest after a big day's drive before we move on to our journey to Albury, where we're going to spend the second night before our onward journey to Sydney. We're going to go check out the town of Bendigo before topping up at the Bendigo Supercharger. Okay, so back in the car in the morning, 22% state of charge. I arrived here at about 25% state of charge. So it dropped 3% overnight. Okay, so we're heading off to the Bendigo Supercharger, which is about 2 to 3 minutes out of town itself. We're down to 19%. As you can see, when it's down below 20, the battery indicator goes orange, and it means that sentry mode is no longer active when you park the car. So we will turn right at the shopping complex, I believe, in Kennington, which is, like I said, just outside of Bendigo.
In 200 meters, turn right.
Okay, so we'll turn right here. So it looks like it's in the shopping complex. Look for the McDonald's, look for the Guzman y Gomez, look for the Kennington shops there, Kennington Village with the Woolies. So it looks like there's some amenities nearby, which is great. And as usual, the battery is preconditioning itself, so warming itself up.
Destination is on the left.
There it is there. Very easy to spot, right outside the entrance there, which is good. And we're just going to park. Looks like I might take this spot here. So it looks like V2 superchargers already. I can see they're paired stalls. So try to take alternate spots, and I'll show you why in a second. Okay, so Joey is going to plug in. Thank you, Joy. So yes, these are V2 superchargers confirmed. She pressed the button to open the flap and firm push in, and this Tesla symbol will turn green very shortly, and when it turns green it means that the car is charging. Okay, so it's green, means we're good. Now I just want to quickly talk about parking in alternate stalls. So we're in 3B at the moment, and if I just turn around to this one here, this is 3A for this spot here, okay? And there will sign as well, Tesla vehicles only. So it looks like the setup is pretty good here. So this spot here is 2A, right there. And then this corresponding spot behind is 2B, okay? And so on and so forth for those two spots there. So I think it's a pretty good setup. You've got 6 spots here, like that, lined up. And they're sort of back to back, which I don't mind actually. You're less likely to park in a paired stall. That way you can get the maximum charging rate. And I don't like seeing this rubbish here at supercharging locations, so I'm going to try to be a good citizen and pick that up for this area. Try and take your rubbish with you. Try and leave a good impression on people if you can. Okay, so we're getting 119 kilowatts, which is pretty good. That's quite quick for a version 2 supercharger. I've set the limit to 90%, 35 minutes, so we might head out and grab some lunch before heading on our way up north back towards the New South Wales border. Okay, so this is a great location because this is the car park for the Kennington Village shops. So there's a Woolies there, presumably with public toilets as well. And there are the chargers here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a gym over there in the corner. And then you've got the Guzman y Gomez eatery just there. If you come after hours, you'd hope that would be open for everyone who is charging. Okay, so we're done charging. Let's unplug, push the button, wiggle out, and back in the cradle. And that is another successful supercharging session. Okay, so we've just left the town of Bendigo, and we've left it at 99% state of charge after having lunch. And for situations when we have lots of time and we can see the car ahead of us in the charging area, then I'm happy to bump up the limit to 100%. That way you don't incur idle fees because you can see the cars coming to park in the supercharging area. So today we will be driving to Euroa in Victoria, and on the way we'll be stopping at the Ampol in Avenel, just to show you guys the non-Tesla chargers as an alternative. And then once we do that, 20 minutes later down the track, we'll go into Euroa to top up at the supercharger there. All right, we'll see you guys really shortly. Okay, so we've stopped here at the Avenel Ampol, and there are a couple of EV chargers here. And so this is a 350 kilowatt charger. There's a CCS2 on this side, right there, and a Chargefox on the other side, right there. And this is run by Evie, and it's a tritium 350 kilowatt charger, like I said. And there's the Ampol there, a service stop with toilets. And there's the other one. And also a 350 kilowatt CCS2 on this side. And also a Chargefox on that side as well. Thank you very much, Evie, for supporting electric vehicles in Australia. And there is the sign on the floor. I'll just come around here so I can see the logo. There we go, clearly an electric vehicle charging spot. And EV logo there as well. Also well signed from the road. There's an electric vehicle signage there as you enter the truck stop right here. Alright, so Joe's going to plug in here in Euroa Tesla. Version 2 supercharger. Let's watch it flick over to green. There you go. All right, it's turned green and we're on our way. All right, so welcome to the town of Euroa, which is 25 minutes from the Ampol that we stopped at. And just across the road from this car park, there are some toilets and a recreation area where you can sit down and have a rest while your car is charging. What an auspicious occasion, hey? 3 Tesla Model 3s charging at Euroa. And a shout out to Brady, whose Model 3 is in the left corner there. So yeah, what a great day. Okay, so when you're supercharging in Euroa, make sure you drop by Mawson's Bakery and Cafe and say hello to the team for us. Give us a wave, guys. Yay. Thanks, guys. Okay, so we've topped up to 80% here at Euroa, and that should be enough for us to get to Wodonga. So here we go, Wodonga, Victoria, 38% charge when we get there. That's our final charge of the day. We should reach there at 5:10 in an hour and a half's worth of driving, 157 kilometers away, so plenty of charge to get there, and that's where we'll charge up before we rest for the night in Albury, New South Wales, across the border. There are some non-Tesla electric vehicle chargers here by Chargefox at the truck stop or the service station stop here in Euroa as well. And these are 350 kilowatt chargers and then 250 kilowatt chargers as well. Let's have a look at their chargers. So this is a CCS2 charger and also a charge ammo as well in case you have a Nissan Leaf. But then over on this side, these are tritium 50 kilowatt chargers and they're CCS2 and charge ammo. And it's really handy. This is a great location in Euroa because there's a Shell service station there. And then if we pan across, you'll see on that side there's a McDonald's and other food outlets as well. And there they are, the 4 chargers there. All right, welcome to the town of Wodonga, Victoria. And as usual, Joy is going to plug in, and for the last time today. It's that easy, straight in. Version 2 Supercharger here in Wodonga. Thank you, Tesla. And there are 6 chargers here in Wodonga. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Well signed as always. Tesla 60-minute general parking. And this sign says 1P vehicles recharging accepted. Recharging. And that one over there is a bit different. It says vehicles recharging accepted, but then I think that's a no stopping on that side and a corresponding on that side as well. And in this very large Civic Centre car park here in Wodonga, here we are. Okay, and just walking through the Civic Square here, very close to the superchargers. If you come before 4 p.m. on a weekday, then that library, i.e. the brown building there, is open and there are some nice public toilets in there. Otherwise, just across the road here, there are also some public toilets that are open all the time. So that's another option as well. And the power packs in Wodonga are hidden behind this enclosure, but we can definitely hear them. That's what's powering your superchargers. Okay, so we're almost done here at Wodonga. It's 83% state of charge, and we definitely have enough to continue our trip for tomorrow to Gundagai, New South Wales. That is the next destination for tomorrow. We'll reach there with 23% state of charge left, but just for safety, I like to have a little bit more charge on board, so we're going to top up to 90% tonight, and then we're going to head off to our accommodation in Albury on the New South Wales side of the border. Okay, we've finished our session. Let's unplug. Hang back in the cradle. And we're good to go. Well, good morning everyone, and welcome to the very last day of our southeastern Australian road trip. And I just want to thank all of you for following me so far, all the way through to the very end. And I'm glad you've enjoyed this as much as me and my family have enjoyed bringing this series of videos to you to watch. The plan for today is to drive all the way to Sydney, back home, and the major supercharging points today will be Gundagai, New South Wales, followed by Goulburn, New South Wales, and then a straight shot back home. And we should be on very good roads today, all along the Hume Freeway or Hume Highway, 2-lane carriageway in New South Wales. And we started the day today with 81% state of charge. We arrived at a hotel in Albury at the Quest on Townsend with 85%, so we lost about 4% of range because even though the parking was undercover, it was quite cold overnight. So with the cold weather, it does drop in range a little bit. Okay, so the first stop today will be to check out the EV chargers at Ampol Tarcutta as we head along the road to Gundagai. Alright, so check this out. I've got the energy screen up here, and because we're on such a good road, dual carriageway, we've actually so far beat the prediction of the computer of the car. So the green line is us, and the grey line is the original trip prediction by the car when we left Albury. And because of the efficiency that we're achieving with the Great Road, we will arrive with more battery charge than what was predicted. Alright, so welcome to the town of Tarcutta. And these are the Evie 350 kilowatt chargers. Thank you very much, Evie, for providing these for electric vehicle drivers. Let's check them out. So on the right side, as always, there is a CCS2 plug there. And on the left side here, there is a Chardemo plug right there. And the screen is working on this tritium unit, fantastic, as it is on this one as well. And the floor is quite well marked, which is great. There's the trademark Evie logo. You can see there. It's great. And there's obviously facilities there, given it's a petrol station. There are the toilets there on the right. And of course shops and the usual expected amenities at the petrol station here at Ampol. And also well signed as well. Electric vehicles accepted only while charging. That's important, of course, only while charging. Okay, so we've reached the dog in a tucker box, or dog on tucker box rest stop here. And this is where the Tesla Supercharger should be. So let's look for the Tesla Superchargers.
Turn left, then your destination will be on the left.
Alright, so past the service stations, and then it should be a left turn here.
Now turn left.
Just watch for this very deep road. Okay, there we go. The back of Oliver's Food.
Now your destination.
So look for
is
the
on
green
left.
building, Oliver's Food. And just behind there on the left should be the Superchargers station. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 locations. Excellent. We shall take this one on the end. All right, so Joey's going to plug in here at Gundagai. Spider check. Lots of webs there today. CCS2. Plugging in. Easy as you like. Let's watch it go green in real time. Okay, that's good. It's gone green. All right, so here we are. Welcome to the town of Gundagai, New South Wales. Tesla Superchargers, 6 stalls. Let's go check it out. So well signed again, Tesla vehicle charging only, that's great. And there is signage on the floor, but it's kind of faded over time, hasn't it? Probably looked good once upon a time. And as I said before, look for the green building as you drive in. That is a restaurant there, Oliver's, so we might go in there and have some lunch. And it's currently 27% state of charge, charging at 120 kilowatts, so pretty much almost maximum rate, thanks to the preconditioning, and 35 minutes remaining to reach 90%. So that's great, enough time to go grab some lunch. And check out all the bug splatter on the front of the car. But don't worry, we'll be giving this a full detail and wash when we get home to Sydney, so make sure you stay subscribed, and yeah, that'll be a good video, giving this car a good scrub. All right, so we're gonna have some lunch here at Oliver's. Real coffee, real food, and looks like real solar panels too. So good to see. And there are some more options as well, just across there. You can just see some more fast food, Subway, KFC, just at the service station. And just to the left of the Tesla Superchargers, there is a convergence of power packs, because on the left side, they are the Chargefox 350 kilowatt chargers. Right there. It's good to have all this in one location. So the 2 chargers on the right here are 350 kilowatts, CCS2, and then a 50 kilowatt charger on the left. And these are definitely CCS2. I'll just confirm that for you. There we go. Well signed. Electric vehicle charging only. That one's accessible. And 2, 3 regular spots. The condition of the road is not great, so just be careful when you drive in here at Gundagai. Okay, so we're finished charging. Let's pull out. In fact, today the charging beat the time we took for lunch. So there we go. Not that slow at all. Okay, so we're at 99% state of charge. Last supercharging stop for our entire trip is Goulburn. Alright, so 1 hour and 44 minutes to Goulburn. We'll get there at 3 o'clock. 173 kilometers away. And we'll reach there with 51% state of charge. Excellent. Let's get going. Okay everyone, welcome to the town of Goulburn, New South Wales, where Joy is about to plug in for the very last time on this trip. Look what an expert she is, she's only doing it with one hand now. You got this. Yeah, you got this. See, look how easy it is, she's holding a coffee and a phone in the other one. What a supercharging expert. There we go, it's turned green. Easy as you like. Fantastic. And here at Goulburn, there are 8 stalls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they're all V2s. And it's a busy spot usually, because this is the main route for both the Sydney to Canberra and the Sydney to Melbourne Evie road trip. And just over there in the corner is the Goulburn Visitor Centre, where there are some toilets. Let's go visit. And this is the Goulburn Visitor Information Centre. If you come between 9 to 5 on Monday to Friday, or 10 to 4 on a public holiday or weekends, then there are some nice public toilets in there. And great to have solar panels on the roof. And across the street, we've got kids' playground, and the main street is just a short walk up that way. Okay, so here we are at the Chargefox in Goulburn, which is very close to the McDonald's on Sydney Road, and as you can see, there's one 50 kilowatt charger and two 350 kilowatt chargers to be used by all vehicles, Tesla and non-Teslas. Now, unfortunately, on this occasion, they were out of order and not able to be used. For this very reason, I strongly recommend you download the PlugShare app on your mobile device and check it regularly if you're on a road trip. You'll see on the screenshot that if a charger is working, it will look like a fuel pump, and if it's currently out of order, like these chargers here at Goulburn, then you'll see a wrench symbol. Because PlugShare is a user-populated platform, you can also see recent check-ins and comments from previous users. For example, at Goulburn, at the time of filming this video, it looks like it was quite hit and miss, with the charger being out of action quite frequently. If you come across this issue, then my advice to you is to look at the chargers around the area. So for example, around Goulburn, you'll see there is another DC charger at Mittagong and another at Yass. Of course, to allow for this contingency, make sure you have enough range on your vehicle to get to either charger. The other option too is to see what AC chargers are available in the area also. They are slower, but that's better than being stranded. Also, take note that if you drive a non-Tesla vehicle, currently in 2022 in Australia, you cannot use a Tesla Supercharger. When they do come online, then you've got a choice of another charger here in Goulburn. And they are well signed. We've got the Chargefox logo on the ground, and it does say electric vehicle charging only. And as always, there are instructions on how to operate the charger, should you require them. And don't forget, if you're an NRMA member, then you get 20% off as well with these chargers. Alright, so supercharging is done for the very last time on this trip. Let's unplug it for the last time. Back in the cradle. Wow, can't believe it. That was the last time we supercharged on this trip. And I just want to thank all the generous viewers who have used my referral over the years to enable us to essentially have free travel on this trip. Every supercharging session you've seen so far in this 9 videos that we've done has been free, thanks to all the credit you provided with your referral. So I just want to take this opportunity to thank you all very, very much. Alright, so let's go through the spreadsheet for the final leg of our journey between Adelaide and Sydney. Let's focus on the last 3 days, i.e. day 10, day 11 and day 12. And as always, let's go through each section. So the first section is the distance travelled on each day between Adelaide to Sydney. In this section I list the departure state of charge and the arrival state of charge, and also the distance travelled on each leg. And as you can see, according to Tesla Scope, which is the tracking platform I use for our Tesla Model 3, we travelled 4,241 kilometres, and that's actually pretty close to the Tesla trip computer that I took a photo of last night when we arrived back in Sydney, 4,393 kilometres. So the two figures are actually pretty close. The next section is the charging that we did for our car on this journey. We had 22 Tesla supercharging sessions in total. And in this section here, I list the location of each charger. I also list whether it's a Tesla Supercharger or otherwise. And I also list the start and end state of charge, how long each session took, and the amount of energy added each time. Now this range added column is actually what Tesla lists on my statement in my account. And you'll note that this total range added, 3,305 kilometers, is actually less than the distance travelled listed by both Tesla Scope and also by the trip computer for the car as well. So keep that in mind. 790 kilowatt hours is the total amount of energy that Tesla Scope tells me that the car added, and it's actually pretty close to the trip computer's 779 kilowatt hours in total. The average supercharging session was 25 minutes for the 22 Tesla Supercharger sessions. The average energy efficiency was 177 watt hours per kilometre according to the car's trip computer. Now, of course, the cost to me and my family was totally free, thanks to all the credits supplied by generous viewers over the years who've used my referral to buy their own Teslas, so thank you very much once again. For the average Tesla Model 3 driver, and I've also called this the more expensive charging option, it would have cost $345.88 had they replicated the charging stops that we took. Now, of course, I do recognize that the DC fast chargers provided by third-party providers may be cheaper, and even cheaper still if you use a motoring association discount, so make sure you research that for yourself before you take your own road trip with your EV. Now, these next two columns are my attempt to try to compare the costs of driving an EV against driving an equivalent ICE vehicle. I've tried to give a range, so the more expensive end is if you were to pay $2 per litre in petrol with an efficiency of 10 litres per 100 kilometres. I've called this the performance luxury vehicle using premium unleaded fuel, and keeping in mind that the Tesla Model 3 that we drove is a performance variant, so comparing like for like. So with that in mind, the equivalent trip would have cost you $661.02 if you were to use the range added method, i.e. this number here derived from my Tesla statement. If you were to use the distance travelled method, i.e. using this figure here from the Tesla trip computer, then it would have cost $878.60. Now this next column is what I call the fuel efficient vehicle using E10 fuel. If you were to pay petrol at $1.75 per litre with an efficiency of 5 litre per 100 kilometres, then this trip would have cost you $289.19 if you were to use the range added method. It would have cost you $384.39 if you were to use the distance travelled method with this figure here. You'll note that the range added method for this cheap petrol is actually less expensive than the more expensive charging option for a Model 3 owner using superchargers along this route, and actually pretty similar also to the distance travelled method for this $1.75 per litre method compared to a Model 3. Now, of course, I've given a range of costings because I do recognize that there are different ways to either fuel your ICE vehicle or to charge up your EV. Of course, when it comes to EVs, if you can find a free charger like the current NRMA chargers in New South Wales, Victoria and South Australia, then of course your figure will be closer to mine. If you just choose to use Tesla Superchargers, then this is what's going to cost you. If you're driving a performance luxury vehicle with less fuel efficiency and more expensive petrol, then of course you're paying more. But if you can find, for example, a hybrid vehicle paying cheaper petrol, then your cost is probably very similar to a more expensive charging option for a Tesla Model 3. Alright everyone, this is my spreadsheet. This is a work in progress, so if you've got any suggestions at all, please leave it in the comment section below. I will revisit it quite often with suggestions from viewers, and I'll also be adding a separate sheet highlighting the food, accommodation, and the attractions that we visited along this route to give you inspiration for your own road trip around this wonderful country of ours. Alright everyone, on behalf of myself and my family, thank you so much for watching these videos. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have on our road trip. So make sure you stay subscribed, and I look forward to bringing you our next road trip in Australia. Until then, stay safe, and as always, happy charging. Alright, so check this out. I've just got the, what's this called? Energy, okay.